Hey folks, Woodworking Advisor 1 here. If you're just getting started in woodworking, it's easy to fall into the trap I see all the time, buying way too many fancy tools right out of the gate. I've been there myself, walking the aisles, picking up every shiny gadget, thinking it'll make me a better builder. Truth is, most of those tools end up collecting dust while your wallet gets lighter for no real reason. But here's the thing, you don't need a massive workshop or a wall of tools to make beautiful projects. What really matters is having the right tools, the ones that actually get used, day in and day out. That's what today's video is all about. I'm going to walk you through the top 10 woodworking tools every beginner should buy first. These are the tools that'll save you money, frustration, and set you up for success, no matter the size of your workspace. And stick around until the end, because the last tool on this list is the one that secretly makes every other tool work better. Alright, let's start with tool number 10. The most fundamental tool in any shop is a good measuring tape. If your measurements are off, your whole project can go sideways fast. Accuracy is everything. One bad cut can ruin hours of work. Look for clear markings, a standout blade, and a solid locking mechanism. Get one that's at least 16 feet long. I like tapes with fractions printed right on the blade. Take care of your tape and your builds will go smoother. Now let's talk about checking those angles and making sure your cuts are square. The combination square is a must-have for clean, accurate woodworking. It checks 90-degree corners, marks parallel lines, and helps set up tools for perfect alignment. Beginners often struggle with square cuts. This tool solves that instantly. Invest in a solid, easy-to-read square. Cheap ones lose accuracy fast. Before your first cut, grab a good combination square. It keeps your builds sharp and professional. In woodworking, you can never have too many clamps. Clamps are your extra hands, holding pieces steady for gluing, assembly, or driving screws. Start with a few medium bar clamps and some quick grip clamps. Good clamps mean tight joints and perfect alignment. Trust me, when it comes to clamps, the more, the merrier. The cordless drill is the most used tool in my shop. It drills, drives screws, and handles attachments, saving time on every project. Look for variable speed and a comfortable grip. Always keep a spare battery handy. Stick with a brand for interchangeable batteries. The cordless drill is truly the Swiss Army knife of woodworking. For long, straight cuts without breaking the bank, the circular saw is your best friend. While a table saw is nice, it's a big investment and takes up space. A circular saw with a straight guide handles most cuts in stores easily. Measure, clamp your guide, and set the blade depth right. With practice, you'll get clean, accurate cuts, without the big price tag. Always wear eye protection and keep your hands clear of the blade. Sanding by hand is fine for small jobs, but if you want smooth finishes without hours of elbow grease, a random orbital sander is a game changer. This tool takes the tedium out of sanding and helps you achieve that buttery smooth surface we're all after. The great thing about random orbital sanders is how they move the sanding pad in both a circular and a random pattern. This prevents those ugly swirl marks you sometimes get with other sanders. All you have to do is keep the sander moving. Don't press down too hard, and let the machine do the work for you. When buying, look for a model that's comfortable to hold and has easy-to-change sanding discs. Hook and loop pads make swapping grits quick and painless. Dust collection is another bonus. Many models have built-in bags or ports for attaching a shop vac, which keeps your workspace cleaner and your lungs happier. Start with medium grit sandpaper and work your way up to fine. Don't skip grits, and don't rush the process. The extra few minutes spent sanding will make finishing your project so much easier, and the results will speak for themselves. If you want your projects to look and feel professional, a random orbital sander is an investment you won't regret. Even in a world full of power tools, a sharp chisel is still one of the most valuable tools you can own. Wood chisels are perfect for cleaning up joints, squaring corners, and making adjustments that machines just can't handle. You'll use them for everything from trimming the ends of tenons to cleaning out dried glue or fixing a tight-fitting joint. A good set of chisels, kept sharp, will save you countless headaches and can even bail you out when your measurements are just a hair off. Start with a basic set in a few common sizes, like 1/4, 1/2, and 1 inch. Don't worry about buying every size right away. You'll figure out what you need as you go. It's honestly more important to have a few sharp, quality chisels than a big set of dull ones. Take the time to learn how to sharpen your chisels. A dull chisel is dangerous and frustrating, but a sharp one glides through wood like butter. There are lots of ways to sharpen: whetstones, honing guides, even sandpaper on glass. Find what works for you and make it a habit. A chisel can turn a so-so joint into a perfect fit, help you fix mistakes, and add those crisp finishing touches that set your work apart. Time for another unsung hero, the speed square. This little triangle might not look like much, but it's a powerhouse when it comes to marking accurate lines and making sure your cuts are spot on. Speed squares are perfect for quickly marking straight lines across boards, setting up saws for square cuts, and even measuring angles. If you're working with a circular saw or miter saw, you'll use this tool constantly. It's also great for checking the squareness of your assemblies. Just drop it in a corner and see if everything lines up. One of my favorite tricks is using a speed square as a saw guide. Just hold it against the edge of your board, line up your saw, and you've got a perfectly square cut every time. It takes out the guesswork and saves you a ton of time. They're inexpensive, lightweight, and practically indestructible. You don't need anything fancy, just a solid aluminum or plastic square with clear markings. Once you start using a speed square, you'll wonder how you ever got by without one. It's all about working smarter, not harder, and the speed square is the definition of a smart tool. Now, let's talk about something every shop needs: a solid workbench. You don't need a fancy store-bought bench to get started. What matters most is that it's flat, sturdy, and doesn't wobble around while you're working. A good workbench is the foundation for every project. It gives you a reliable surface for measuring, cutting, assembling, and finishing. Even a simple DIY workbench, just a flat top with strong legs, can make your shop feel more professional and your work more enjoyable. If you're tight on space, build something that fits your area. You can even add wheels to make it mobile. The key is stability. A shaky bench leads to shaky projects. Make sure it's solid, and you'll see your accuracy and confidence go way up. Your workbench is also a great place to mount vices, store tools, and even clamp down workpieces. The more you use it, the more you'll appreciate just having a dedicated spot to work. Don't overthink it. Start with something simple, then upgrade as you go. The sooner you have a solid workbench, the sooner you'll start building projects you're proud of. Alright, here's the tool combo that ties it all together: clamps and straight guides. This is the secret weapon most beginners overlook, but it's what turns basic tools into precision machines. By combining a straight edge with a couple of clamps, you can make dead straight cuts with your circular saw, mark perfect lines, and even use it as a fence for routing or sanding. It's the hack that lets you get pro results without dropping money on big, expensive equipment. All you need is a sturdy straight board or aluminum guide and some reliable clamps. Measure carefully, clamp your guide to your workpiece, and suddenly your circular saw or router is cutting as accurately as a table saw. It's a simple technique, but it makes a world of difference. I use this trick all the time, even in my own shop. It's fast, flexible, and makes every other tool on this list work better. Plus, you can make your own guides from scrap wood. No need to buy anything fancy. If you take one thing from this video, it's this: mastering the basics and using guides will level up your woodworking more than any expensive gadget ever could. So, there you have it, the 10 must-have tools every beginner woodworker should own. Remember, woodworking isn't about filling your shop with the newest or fanciest gadgets. It's about knowing how to use the right tools, the right way, to create something you're proud of. With just these 10, you can tackle a huge variety of projects and keep your budget and your workspace under control. If you've made it this far, I want to know, what was the very first woodworking tool you ever bought? Drop it in the comments below. I love hearing those stories and seeing how everyone's journey started. And if you're looking to keep learning, check out my next video on the 5 biggest woodworking mistakes beginners make. It's packed with tips to help you avoid the headaches I learned the hard way. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and remember, pick up the right tools, keep building, and I'll see you in the next one.